I don't know what they feeling, I don't know what they thinking. Bro, my soul's invincible like Mario when he blanket.
What's good, YouTube? At another park. Gonna get this video. I hope the whatchamacallit, like you can see my face because it's kind of cloudy outside. As you can see, it's pretty cloudy. I'm out this park, but I'm switching spots because I filmed the whole intro, did all that, you know, good stuff, and it wasn't, you know, you couldn't see my face, which, you know, I know I'm black, but I'm not that black. Sorry. Some people might feel offended. Honestly, I'm not sorry. I don't really care. It's just a joke. You know, don't take it so serious. But yeah, I didn't feel like filming a video today. But once again, you know, God was like, you're going to film that video today. Today. And I feel like, you know, he showed me something really awesome today. Like, that really opened my eyes to something that I've been blind in for a fat minute now. Like, a fat minute. And I feel like a lot of people struggle with this. So let's get into the topic. I want to talk about trust in God. Like, do you really trust God? You know, I would say I trusted God. I would talk about, you know, my faith in God. But trusting God is more than just trusting him when he's doing something that you want him to do. That's what I learned recently, right? So to put it in perspective, I would pray and ask God for guidance, because let me give the verse. It is Proverbs 3 verses 6 and 7. Like, when I read these verses, I started applying it, right? But it says, in all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make straight your paths. Be not wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and turn away from evil. Right? So what is it saying? It's like, in anything that you're going to do in life, like anything, any you know, decision that you want to make, you should consult him in. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying like, oh, should I, like, what should I have for breakfast today, God? Like, that's not what I mean. Like, I mean, like, if you're going to get a job, if you're going to pursue a career, I guess that relates to getting a job. If you're going to go to college, if you're going to pursue a relationship, if you're going to do anything that is a big life decision, acknowledge him. You know what I mean? Like, anytime I'm about to make a move, before I make that move, I acknowledge him. I ask him, is this what you want me to do? Is this your will? And that kind of gets me to the point, right? Like, I would ask God, is this your will for me? Like, and if it's not your will, to remove it. But in my mind, I would be expecting him to do what I wanted him to do, right? So, for example, I talk about this internship I had, and, you know, I would have been set making a good grip of money, you know. Not to say that my focus was money, but like financial security, right? And then I thought I was going to, you know, buy my house super young, do X, Y, and Z, you know, because I had this excess of money coming. But while I'm doing the internship, I'm like, God, if it's your will for me to get a job here, let me get a job here. And I would keep persistently praying this because I wasn't really sure. Not that I wasn't sure, but I didn't want to move. I didn't want to move and pursue that if that's not where he was leading me. Turns out it wasn't where he was leading me, right? So I end up not getting a job, and no doors are being opened for me to get in this career path, in this field. Like, and I'm like, man, I learned all these skills, gained all this knowledge. I'm doing good at this job. I found out something I'm good at that I didn't even know, and now I can't even do it. And in my mind, I was expecting, when I'm praying, God, if this is your will, I'm in my mind, I'm believing this is your will, God, so you're going to do this. But I just want to ask to double check that you're going to do what I think you're going to do. When in all actuality, he didn't do what I thought he was going to do. He did the opposite of what I thought he was going to do. And then I got upset. But how can I get upset when I asked him to remove said thing and he did what I asked, right? I said, if it's not your will, then to take it away and let me live in your will. So if God then takes the thing that's not in his will for my life and takes it away to get me to focus on his will for my life, I shouldn't be mad at that. I shouldn't get upset. I shouldn't be like, angry or hurt, sad, whatever, you know what I mean? And I was doing that on multiple occasions, but recently it was like, I'm not going to really describe the situation, right? But I prayed that same type of prayer. And I didn't get the result that I wanted to receive. But this time, my heart posture was different. I was okay with it because I felt peace with it, right? I felt him comforting me, like knowing that he knows. Like, our perspective is so limited when God sees everything. Like, how could I word this? It's like we know past and present moment. God knows past, present, future, and everything else that you could think of. So it's like when he is not allowing something in your life, it's for a reason. We may not be able to see it. We may not be able to put our heads around it, but we got to trust and have faith in him. Even when having faith in him means going against something that we want. Because there's the category here, right, of wants. And then you have your needs. God will supply your needs, right? Because that's what the Bible says. But he doesn't say he's always going to give you what you want. And sometimes maybe he's going to delay what you want because it's not the time for you to get it. And other times maybe it's for a greater reason that you don't understand, that if he gave that thing to you, it would hurt you. Or, right, it would hurt or distract you or cause you to move away from him. So he doesn't want to give that to you because it's not going to be beneficial for you if he did. So, like with that, it's another verse, right? To kind of talk about like how I felt peace, right? It's Isaiah 26, verses 3 and 4. It says, "You keep him in perfect peace whose mind is stayed on you, because he trusts in you. Trust in the Lord forever. The Lord God is an everlasting rock." Right? And it says he keeps people in perfect peace whose minds are stayed on him. So this time when I asked if the thing I wanted was his will, my mind was focused on being in his will only. It wasn't focused on what I wanted as an outcome or anything else. Sorry, like I was saying. My mind wasn't focused on what I wanted, like the outcome that I wanted God to give me. My mind was focused on what was God's will, what was aligned with God's plan. And when I had that mindset, although I didn't get what I wanted, I had peace with the situation. I wasn't frustrated. I wasn't angry. I wasn't upset. I wasn't bothered by it because my mind was stayed on him. And I'm really now like in a season where I'm really just focused on doing what he wants me to do. No matter my feelings, no matter what people think, like no matter what, like I only care about pleasing God. And if what I want is not on the path of pleasing God, then I will remove what I want because God is first. But before, I didn't do that. If God didn't give me what I wanted, I was upset and mad at him because I was really being a brat, and a liar, right? Because I would go around and say I trust God, I love God, I live my life for God, but it's only when God is doing what I want him to do. You see what I'm saying? That's a liar. You're a liar. Because if you don't trust God all the time, then you can't say you trust him at all. You really can't, because you're lying. And that's what I just learned. Like, he just showed that to me. And I'm grateful that he showed that to me. I'm grateful that he didn't even give me what I want. Because through him not giving me the thing that I wanted, I got this revelation, which is going to help me like go through life with so much more peace and grace. And that just another verse. This verse is Proverbs 3, verses 3 to 4. So, let not steadfast love and faithfulness forsake you. Bind them around your neck. Write them on the tablet of your heart, so you will find favor and success in the sight of God and man. Right? When I read that a couple of days ago, I was like, dang. This is before all the whole, well, not the story I gave you, but kind of before I got this new revelation, right? It says, let not steadfast love and faithfulness forsake you. So think about it. You can't only be faithful to God when God does what you want. You can't only love when he does what you want. You got to do it all the time. Only follow God when he's doing what you want. You have to love him and be faithful to him despite of anything. Like despite anything. Whether he gives you what you want or whether he doesn't. You know, whether it makes sense to you or whether it doesn't. Right? It says to not let steadfast love and faithfulness. I got forsake you, right? Don't let it leave you. Don't let steadfast love and faithfulness leave you. And because what happens when you don't do that, right? You will find favor and success in the sight of man and God. If you say you love God and you believe in Jesus, then you should care about having his favor. You should care about having success in him. Right? I don't care about being famous. I don't care about being popular. I guess that's the same thing, right? I don't care about being rich. You know, I did once. But now I care about pleasing God. I want God to look at me and smile and say he's proud of what I'm doing. Because if I'm doing anything, even if it's good for others, but he's not proud of it, what's the point? What's the point? You know what I mean? You got to do everything you do it for the glory of God. Everything. Even if it hurts you, even if it makes you feel uncomfortable, no matter what, even if you don't feel like doing it. I don't feel like making this video to tell you guys what I just learned. But what am I doing? Making the video. Because my feelings get laid down at his altar. My feelings do not trump what God tells me to do. And that's the kind of mindset we have to be in order to really walk in faith. Because when you can deny your feelings, then you can truly walk in a deep, intimate fellowship with God. But if you put your feelings above God, you're going to be blind. Right? You're going to miss something because you're not paying attention. But, you know, that's it, y'all. Hopefully this video comes out good and there's not a lot of background noise, because people love to come around when you're filming, which is cool, you know what I mean? But sometimes I be just trying to do, you know what I mean? I be trying to tell y'all the game. I be trying to do what I gotta do, you dig? And they be throwing me off. Some of y'all might not even understand how I'm talking right now. But if you ain't know, this how I really talk, you know. Sometimes I be code switching, you feel what I'm saying? So that y'all could understand better. So that more people could understand, if that makes sense. But yeah, I'll catch y'all on the next video next week. I love y'all. God bless. Peace.
If you still wanna be bad, I tell you beat it, just like that. I am not going outside, wearing my stripes like Adidas. I gotta hit it, I'm not pulling the tag. I keep on talking like lies, I gotta get it, I cannot fumble the pass. I'm looking straight through the text, I gotta, hey, I wanna ride with the rock, I gotta ride with the boat, I gotta go, Holy Ghost.